everyone, this is Liz from Liz's Music and Things here, coming at you with another review. Well, actually, technically two. So the first thing I want to do is I want to do a review for this new Starbucks Frappuccino ready to drink at home drink, which is actually a caramel waffle cookie oat beverage Frappuccino. See? All right, so now I'm going to give it a shot. I've never actually tried one of their oat beverages yet. They're oat frappuccinos, so this is the first time for me. Have any of you guys ever tried these before? Let me know. You know what? I can definitely taste the oat flavoring, and honestly, the it's not as sweet as I would expect, but honestly not too bad. But if I were, honestly, I don't know if I'd get it again though, because I do think I like the regular ones better. Now also too, the ones I normally have gotten before in the ready prepared bottles were the s'mores ones or the mocha or the caramel or vanilla. Now probably I would say I'd give this maybe a 3 out of 5 or like a 5 out of 10 maybe. Just in 50-50. All right. Now the other review that I'm doing is of Marvel's Deadpool and Wolverine. Please let me know if any of you guys have also seen this movie yet.
Say spoilers ahead.
And there may be some spoilers ahead, so just be forewarned, okay? All right, so now let's begin. Okay, so I've seen all 3 Deadpool movies. I'm not sure if any of you guys have seen all 3 or just the first one or just the second or just the third. But I'm going to do a review here now on this Deadpool and Wolverine, and we'll see how it goes. All right. So one thing I would definitely say is that this movie packed a lot of cameos and a lot of references to previous movies, as well as some Easter eggs. Now, in the comments, if you want to make a note and say if you noticed any of the Easter eggs yourself while you were watching it, if you saw it yourself. One thing I would definitely say is that it started off slightly different than I would expect, but definitely there was some pretty good music, I would say, too. If you are a fan of 80s and 90s music and early 2000s music, you'll like the music in the movie for sure. Now, one thing, too, I just want to say that was really cool is, is how now Deadpool and Wolverine have been a part of the TVA. So for any of you guys that have watched the Loki show, that takes place at the TVA, so the Time Variance Association kind of thing. So yeah, part of the movie takes place in the TVA. And, if you have seen Loki, then you would know what that was about and what happens there. So, of course, it has to do some of the pruning or the risk of their universes being gone kind of thing. But that was kind of interesting how we ended up seeing some of the characters from Loki in there, such as the one of the women who was previously a security for the TVA, who is now one of the head people of the TVA. Now, as well, I'm not sure if you guys heard about who ends up showing up from previous movies in this movie, but one of the people that I ended up seeing, which was kind of cool, is Elektra. Now, you might be wondering, hey, is this movie Elektra or is this TV Elektra? Well, surprise, drum roll, it was movie Elektra. So we had Jennifer Garner in the movie as Elektra, doing, reviving her role, reprising her role as Elektra. And it was really cool to see her in that costume and in that role again. Now, another Marvel character that we haven't seen for a very long time, who we end up seeing in this movie, was Blade. I'm not sure if you guys have seen the Blade movies, like the Blade Trinity and whatnot, but that is also a Marvel movie. And yes, we end up seeing Blade in this movie. And then we also end up seeing Gambit. Now, was it the same Gambit as you'd seen in previous movies? No, it was a different actor. But guess who it was? It was Channing Tatum. So I thought it was pretty cool too. And I have heard that he might have been playing a superhero in a movie coming up. And sure enough, he was Gambit. And I think it was actually pretty good in that role. And yeah, I mean, that was definitely a different kind of role for him, but I thought it was pretty cool. And as well, another former character from another Marvel movie we ended up seeing was, we ended up seeing Laura. So I don't know if any of you guys saw the movie Logan, like, or Old Man Logan kind of thing. But in that movie, he ended up having a clone of him that, you know, that he found that he didn't know about, and he ended up taking her under his wing a bit and almost being like a father figure. Now, needless to say, later on, so in this Deadpool movie, the Deadpool and Wolverine movie, you know, it starts off, we're at like Wade Wilson, aka Deadpool, is at the grave site for Logan. So, and he ends up where he tries to find a version of Logan from one of the Earths as part of the multiverse, where he ends up trying to bring him back and tries to bring him to the Time Variance Association. And, you know, along the way, he goes on a journey with him. And it ends up that the Laura that comes into the movie that you end up seeing is the same actress who played Laura in the movie Logan, but she's grown up, of course, because it's been a few years. And just as well, there's kind of a cool thing where when Laura ended up fighting with the other superheroes when they were on one of their sort of missions, so to speak, you know, she ended up putting on her sunglasses that Logan had given her in, you know, in that movie when he was trying to go on a journey into, you know, what happened with him over time in that movie. And it was kind of cool that you got to see that again too. Now, as well, other characters that we ended up seeing in this Deadpool movie too were Yuriko and Megasonic Teenage Warhead. You know, they were in this movie too, and we ended up seeing them during Wade Wilson, aka Deadpool's, surprise birthday party. And of course, we ended up seeing Colossus as well. And yeah, I mean, so that's, and the thing is too, how things all came together at the end of the movie. It was pretty good. So I would definitely recommend going to see this movie if you do get a chance. So whether you're a Marvel fan or not, if you like 80s and 90s and early 2000s music, if you just like good comedy, you know, just an all-around good movie. Now, one really cool thing towards the end of the movie, maybe not quite right at the end, but partway through the movie, you end up seeing like a ton of Deadpools. There was Lady Deadpool, who was actually played by Deadpool's actual wife in real life, Blake Lively. So that was kind of cool. But and also there was a dog pool, there's baby pool, there was a kid pool, there's like all kinds of Deadpools. And so they were all like trying to fight Wolverine and the actual Deadpool, like the, you know, the OG Deadpool, so to speak. So that was kind of cool too. And then, you know, of course, Deadpool's friend who works with him at the car dealership, who was also in the second movie as well, when he created that group where there was Domino and himself, and, you know, there's a whole team of people who were part of the Deadpool team, the D-Force, whatever. Anyway, so we ended up seeing him again in this movie too, and he had an actual Deadpool costume where he ended up, you know, going there, and then all the Deadpools from all across the multiverse were like, oh yeah, hey, it's Paul. And yeah, so of course, they were happy to see him, and they knew about him. They all had a version of him on their Earth. And another thing that was kind of cool too is how we got to see in this movie, we get to see Xavier's sister that maybe you guys may or may not have even known existed in the Marvel verse, so to speak. But yeah, she's pretty strong too, and she's got like, she can see into your mind, and she was like doing some pretty crazy things. But yeah, in the end, Deadpool and Wolverine, they did come out on top, and it was all, a happy ending in the end. And of course, Laura, at the end towards the end of the movie, Deadpool and Wolverine, they asked for those friends that were helping them out to maybe come back and be able to be there with them. And sure enough, Laura was there, as were the other people that had been helping the other superheroes. And another thing that's kind of cool too is when they were on in the Badlands or whatever, in the TVA where they throw all these people that maybe aren't as accepted or as approved of in the TVA. We actually ended up seeing the 20th Century Fox logo, and of course that was a nod to the fact that Marvel used to be owned by, in the Marvel movies, they used to be owned by Fox, and now it's owned by Disney, and it's just kind of saying, oh yeah, no, this Fox is dead in this universe now, it's now Disney. And there was also, now that Stan Lee has passed away, he can't actually have real cameos in the Marvel movies, so they kind of still end up incorporating him in a role in the movie where you ended up seeing Stan Lee steamers on the side of the bus with Stan Lee's picture. So of course, I'm sure many of you know too that in North America, whether it be in Canada or the US, there's a company called Stanley Steamer, but it's Stanley, right? And then Steamer, but of course on the bus it had Stan Lee, like as in the person. And so as soon as I saw it, I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. They still managed to get a cameo in a way. And yeah, definitely though, as I said, I would definitely recommend seeing this movie. If you have seen Deadpool Wolverine, please put a note in the comments and let me know if you liked it or not. If you haven't yet, maybe let me know if you want to see it and if you're planning to see it soon. No matter what, I hope you're keeping well, and I hope that you're having a great day. And thank you for tuning in to listen to my review on both the Starbucks oat beverage caramel waffle cookie frappuccino, and for listening to my review on the Deadpool movie. Now, lastly, I just want to say the score that I would give this movie out of 10, I'd say a good 9 out of 10, I'd say. And maybe out of 5, I'd say like 4.5 out of 5, maybe. So definitely give it a shot. Let me know what you think of it if you do see it. And until next time, take care. Bye.